Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Today I want to just answer some more questions from the community, jumping into the YouTube comments section and just answering questions as I go along. I saw one question that deserved kind of a little bit more focus, and other than that, I don't know what else is in there, so let's get into it together. Before we do though, my name is Dwayne Cunningham and I go by Infidel 1258 and you can call me 12. Drop your comments on any video, including this one, and I will from time to time answer them. If I answer yours, I will send you a thank you if you leave your IGN. Okay guys, let's get into it. First question I saw, this was what got me going. Jeremy was asking me about, no, that's not it. Will of D was asking me about the, having seen my Max Kitty on the marketplace and asking, he says, question, I know you're still bullish in the game, so what's the reason for selling it? Kitty is the best card in the game. I don't see anything that can replace it. And that's McCoy 14. Thank you for the question, McCoy. So the thing is, Will, I am absolutely still bullish on the game, but I feel like I've spoken to this many times. You know, if I say it now, you're gonna feel like you've heard me say this. I'm sure. At certain times you sell. It is important to sell assets that you love. Not because you don't like the game, not because you don't like the asset, not because you think it's going to go down in price. I have no negative feelings towards Kitty. But yet it is very expensive asset. And if I could liquidate that for a reasonable market rate of like $4,500 approximately, $4,000, $5,000 US for a card that I spent $200 on, there's a massive amount of profit available there. And then what could you do with that? You've heard me talk about this before. What could you do with the profit you would be unlocking by releasing one asset, one plot of land, one card, one legendary summoner or legendary gold foil that you might have in your deck? And you can sell them for $100, $200, $500, $1,000 in some cases. For the Kitty, it's $4,000 probably. And what would you be able to do with that? And so it boils down to not whether or not I think Kitty's bad, and it has nothing to do with whether I think the game is here to stay. Those are only superficial considerations that kind of grab people when they see that something like that's being sold. You have to say, not do you love it, or not do you still like the game, but in fact, what does the pros of selling something like that outweigh the cons of selling something like that? And that's going to be a unique answer to everybody's situation, because it's going to factor in things like, what did you pay for the asset originally? How long have you enjoyed it for? How long have you already gotten to enjoy it and extract value with that tool? Are there other cards that would interest you in other ways that might be even more profitable in 4 years' time? That's an important topic. That's almost a separate conversation. But I'm gonna spend a couple minutes on it. But before I move there, I just want to say, you might think, oh, well, Kitty's the best card. You said it. The Kitty's the best card in the game. Why would other cards be more valuable in the future? Because other cards are currently in circulation, and those cards are all these brand new cards that are in circulation, these reward cards specifically, and Chaos Legion cards also, are so new that they haven't seen their real price appreciation. And these cards, some of which are going to be among the best cards in the game, they're going to be part of the new meta in 2, 3, 4 years from now. Not just will appreciate, but will have an opportunity to appreciate so significantly that 11 cents could become $10. And that is a price growth I wouldn't imagine is possible with Kitty. So that's 100x. I'm suggesting 100x is possible with some of these cards. I don't think 100x is possible for Kitty. Kitty's selling for roughly $400 per unit. I don't think it's possible that regular foil Kitty goes for $4,000 per BCX in the foreseeable future, maybe ever. And so I feel like there's a lot of complex considerations to your question, and it's a great question. But no, it has nothing at all. It has zero to do with lack of confidence in Splinterlands. I have complete confidence in the future of this game because this game is fun and rewarding, because it's entertainment and an opportunity, and because the development team has shown themselves to be so trustworthy and, I guess, transparent and present and committed. All of those things have built confidence in me for this game for the long haul. And if I sell an asset like that, in large part, it's because I want to double down on my investment here by accessing a maximum amount of cards that haven't yet appreciated. And so this is something I've done over the years, and something I recommend you constantly do. Don't keep a card because you like it. If you've been here for a while, Will, you've probably heard me talk about Mylor. You've heard me talk about Lord Arianthus. You've heard me talk about old beta summoners. Each of those is an example of a card that has reached beta summoners like Alric, went from pennies to tens of dollars, $60 per BCX, I think. And you say, well, yeah, it's really powerful. Everybody should want it. Okay, but don't you understand that $60 is a very significant amount of money? And if you were to allocate that in other ways, you could really grow what your deck has, and not just the power of the deck in a collection power standpoint, but the utility of it and how often you could win. But additionally, the number of cards you hold, therefore the possible multiplication of value in the game. Because again, cards that are really inexpensive have an opportunity to grow in like 100x fashion, whereas cards that have already gone up significantly, like a beta Alric Summoner, definitely have room for appreciation in the future. I believe that, but I don't think this has 100x potential. And so it takes a card. The only cards that are going to have 100x potential are going to be the cards that are currently in circulation, that are currently outside of the defined, like, clear, obvious meta. Cards that are really, they're quite good. Maybe you might argue they're quite good, such as Mercenary is quite good, but you wouldn't say that it's absolutely, desperate to own it today, because it's currently being printed into circulation. There's no urgency around the buying of it. And more than that, the print rates, there's a plethora on the market because they've been in print for so long. And so just for a ton of different reasons, I think it makes sense to sometimes sell an asset that you love and that you value and that's super expensive in exchange for assets that you also like, that are offering something different, but have an opportunity for significant price appreciation. And then at the end of the day, maybe you have some money to put in your pocket too. And with Splinter Fest coming up in October, and I want to be there, I'm trying to pay for a flight and maybe a hotel, depending on what my situation is there. So those are a lot of considerations I just gave, but it has zero to do with my confidence for the future of Splinterlands, and zero to do with my joy for specifically playing Kitty. It has everything to do with maximizing what I'm doing here and extracting the most reward possible for every moment, card, and resource that I have here. So I hope that makes sense, and thanks for the question. I'm going to send you a little EC. And I'm actually going to leave it there because that was a good question with quite a bit of layers to the answer. And so, but I'm sure I'll get back into the comment section more later. And tomorrow we have end of season rewards. So make sure you stick around and come back to watch those videos. We're going to have quite a few different loot chests to have a peek at. Everything from champion all the way down to bronze. And I would expect in the neighborhood of 40 to $60 worth of value from an end of season. So come check that out, and have an amazing day, guys. God bless.